What's up guys, it's BT here, and there's a lot of great mice out there, and honestly any number of them could be in the top 5 video. That's why I named it my favorite mice instead of the top 5 of everything. Although this is my list, I think I picked a wide variety of mice that can work for multiple grip styles and hand sizes. These are mice that I've tested and played well with, and most likely if you pick one of them up, you're gonna perform well too. Alright, so enough yapping, let's start with the number 5 mouse on the list. The BeastX and the BeastX Mini. I'll just throw both of them on there because I enjoy using both of these mice. I predominantly spent a lot of time with the Mini and fingertip grip, and honestly using this mouse I enjoy it way more than the Razer Viper Signature Edition because the texture on the magnesium actually provides some grip, whereas on the Razer Viper Signature Edition I definitely need grips on it, and in the back I tend to slip where my palm is at. Now the BeastX and the BeastX Mini have a super low weight at 34 grams for the Mini and around 40 for the regular version. I have 19 by 8.5 centimeters, and I can both claw both of these mice pretty comfortably. I can definitely get a palm grip going for the bigger version, and fingertip is amazing on the Mini. After using it for some time, I gotta say the Mini is just a fun mouse to use because of the lightweight and the size of it. They've recently updated it to 8000 Hertz, which keeps it current. It has these TTC Nihil transparent black dot switches. They need to cut down the name a little bit. It's a little long, but when you're providing tactility like this, I'll let you name it whatever you want to name it, however long you want. These are light and crispy. The tolerances feel really good on the mouse. The Omron blue dot switches on these side buttons are also super nice and tactile. Scroll is also really good, and if that wasn't enough, they throw in this little cool cat receiver with the Mini and this little block with the BeastX. Pricing is coming in at $140 to $150, which is half the cost of a Razer Viper Mini Signature Edition, and honestly, like I said, I prefer this mouse over that mouse, even though technically the Razer has the better tech inside. Now coming in at number 4, we have the in-game OP1 AK, a corded mouse on the top 5 list. Yeah, I know, but there has to be a reason, right? And it's the latency. This has one of the lowest latencies of any modern mouse. The 8000 polling rate just hits differently on this mouse. It feels ultra smooth in game, and thus giving you that ultra consistency and accuracy. The shape too is amazing. It's like a Razer Viper Mini, but with flatter sides. It is a smaller size mouse, so it can be used for fingertip or claw grip with medium hands. With bigger hands, you might want to skip out on this one. The overall build quality of this mouse is exceptional. It just feels like a well machined. The clicks on the mouse 1 and 2 are great, as well as the side buttons. The weight is amazing at 50 grams. This mouse just hits the nail on the head on every aspect: latency, shape, clicks, amazing stuff from in-game, and it's a mainstay in my mouse rotation. Next up on the list, we have the DeathAdder V3 Hyperspeed. I love this mouse to death, no pun intended. It's the only ergonomic mouse on the list today, but I gotta say, this is one of the best ergonomic mice that I've ever tested. The shape on it is just immaculate. This is a step away from the big, clunky ergonomic mice that Razer has been known for years. Instead, they finally made a mouse for us normal-handed people, us normies. They lowered the height of the mouse and brought in the size of the mouse to make for one of the most comfortable mice of the year. It is super comfortable for palm grip and relaxed claw, and if you want to fingertip grip it, I know some people like to fingertip in with the ergo mice. You can do that as well. If you're a palm grip user, you definitely need to be checking out this mouse at some point. It is definitely an experience that you need to be trying. So Razer got the shape on point, and to top it all off, they've got some of the best clicks in the game at the moment. The side buttons are fantastic. The sensor has been spot on. Synapse has some of the most futuristic features now, like raw XL, as well as mouse tilt. It can go up to 8000 Hertz with the hyper polling rate dongle. The sensor performance, fantastic. The build quality is S tier. So the DeathAdder V3 Hyperspeed is a no-brainer, especially at the $99 price tag. So coming in at number 2, we have the G Pro Superlight X2 from Logitech. Now I've come to terms that Logitech is never going to make a G703 Superlight or a G303 Superlight. This is all that we're gonna get, guys. This is as good as it's gonna get, all right? Because they feel like they perfected the esports mouse. This is their star mouse. They don't need anybody else coming in and messing up the profits on the G Pro, even if it is themselves. So I've been trying to evaluate this mouse and why it always feels so damn good in the hand, and I think it's that egg shape. It provides a lot of stability for the back of your hand without overdoing it like a Sora or a Zowie S2 or a Pulsar X2H. And then you've got the mouse 1 and 2, which are kind of arced, which makes you kind of pull back into that stability in the back of your palm. And then on the sides is nice and curvy with ledges so that that you can control the mouse. So even though the G Pro X2 is super boring and super meh, you can't escape from the shape. It is really, really good, sneakily good even, and that's what's kept Logitech in the race, and this coming in at number 2. Now they also put in these new weird switches in here. They're not my favorite, but you get used to them. They have a very distinct feel to them that takes some time to get used to, but once you do, you kind of forget about it. They're like springy, or they bounce back at you. You just kind of have to deal with it because the shape is so damn good. The weight is also coming in at 60 grams, not too light, not too brick. This mouse is just meh, boring, and it's pretty uninteresting, but it just does what it does, and it does it really well. They've also updated it to go up to 4000 Hertz to make it more modern, so I hate to say it, but this mouse will probably always be in the top 5 no matter what, somewhere on the list. I don't think it'll ever slip out. You know, I pay attention to pros all the time. They experiment with different mice. They might go to like a Final Mouse, a G-Wolves, a Pulsar, but at the end of the day, they always come back to the Superlight. And that speaks volumes. Well, if you couldn't guess what the number 1 mouse is by now, you must be living under a rock for the past 3 to 4 months, and that is the Viper V3 Pro from Razer. Now, shape is king. They nailed the shape on this mouse. It's a medium to a medium large size mouse, super comfortable for claw or relaxed palm. You can also fingertip grip it if your hands are big enough. The weight is great at 55 grams. It has the Focus Pro V2 sensor in it, which has been having some issues with it, but they've been slowly rolling out some firmware updates to fix the problems. I believe they fixed it on the medium and high lift-off distances, but not on the low yet, so I've been running this at the medium setting myself, which is the default setting anyways. They've also included now the update for the ability for a raw XL to this mouse, just like on the Death Adder V3 Hyperspeed. The buttons are fantastic, nice, light, crispy optical switches, so there's no debouncing. The side buttons are fantastic as well as the scroll wheel, damn near perfection. I wasn't a huge fan of the stock skates, so I put on some of my own core pad skates, and my god, that just transformed this mouse, and it is damn near perfect at the moment. Highly recommend changing out the skates. I know that's kind of a ding against it, but some people do like the stock ones. I didn't vibe with them, so I switched. I've seen a lot of pros move over to this mouse from the G Pro Superlight, finally, and I think this is a mouse that can actually compete with the Superlight when it comes to just being an all-around banger that works for multiple people. Clicks, the build quality, the sensor, the software are incredible, and this definitely deserves the top spot. Razer has been working damn hard to dethrone the X2, and I think they finally have something that anybody can say really does defeat the Superlight. Alright, so those are my 5 favorite mice so far in 2024. Let me know down in the comments below, what are your 5 favorite mice for 2024 thus far? And there's a lot of mice that didn't make this list, like the Atlantis, the Maya, the Pulsar X2H, which I really love. There's just too many good mice out at the moment, but you know what? I did my best, and this is what I came up with. So love it or hate it, it is what it is. Anyways, guys, it has been your boy BT. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe as always, and I will see you in the next one.